Well, Todd Sexton, certainly somebody that I'd go to if I needed help. When you're looking at tag team wrestling, a tag team specialist, 3-time Wildside Tag Team Champion with Tony Stradlin as TNT. Also had brief success on his own as Wildside Junior Heavyweight Champion. And now Sexton and Lewis could very well be a winning combination here, Steve.
It certainly appears like it has the potential to do just that. And Murder One and Shadow at the moment, they're trying to shake some of the cobwebs loose here. And they've been able to certainly subdue Jeff Lewis with that horrendous lit stogie into his left eye. Lewis, to his credit, that kind of bounced back much sooner than anybody would have guessed. But Jeff Lewis, definitely one of the favorites here of the fans at NWA Arena, and they would have liked nothing more than anything that Jeff Lewis is involved in to be on a successful effort, and against the loudmouth and very dangerous and lethal Murder One. Well, everybody's wishing Jeff Lewis and his new tag team partner, Todd Sexton, the very best.
Top wrist lock there by Sexton on Murder One. Turns it into a wrist lock. And there's a hammerlock reversal by Murder One. Was Jeff Lewis referring to Freedom Fight 2001 when TNT in their breakout match defeated Blackout. That was some time ago. That matchup put both of those teams on the map. Much like last year, the Jeremy B versus Slim J match put those two young men on the map.
Boy, and Jeff Lewis wants nothing more than to tag Todd Sexton here. But Murder One doesn't want to have to deal with Mr. Lewis at this moment. But that's just what he's going to get. And interestingly enough, Murder One tags out to Shadow the first opportunity. But the momentum of the match obviously in Jeff Lewis's favor. That's something that Murder One and Shadow cannot stand.
Shadow Jackson, a very thick individual, relies on a very methodical power game.
Well, I thought you told me he was stupid or something.
I'm not going to argue the point. I certainly wouldn't tell him to his face.
Or should you? Go figure. Jeff Lewis getting the mighty Shadow up on his shoulders, hoisting him over. I mean, Shadow, he's a good 265-pound man.
He's a big dude.
Yeah. And a pair of elbows sending down Shadow. And this little crusade that Jeff Lewis is on at the moment to perhaps shut up Murder One and his slightly murderous ways here at NWA Wildside so far seems to be working.
Big forearm shot there. Side Russian leg sweep by Todd Sexton.
And here comes that super kick that Shadow saw coming. Didn't see that clothesline though.
Certainly did not. Murder One quickly in there. Murder One, a tag team specialist as well. He's also a 3-time Wildside Tag Team Champion. Don't want to take that away from him.
However, it's his extracurricular activity that has me more concerned.
Yeah, the fact that he lit up a, well, to be politically correct, a marijuana cigarette on national television and burnt Jeff Lewis in the eye. Yeah, there's probably a little bit of debate there. Of course, no one knows what was really in that stogie.
Well, the hell with it. There was fire in the stogie, and that was the bad news if you were Jeff Lewis. No matter what kind of illicit substance was being burned, the fact that it ended up in a human being's eye. And actually, I've got more concern about the things that Murder One has done in his lifestyle outside of the world of professional wrestling. You've alluded to it on a number of occasions, and it sends chills up my spine every time you do, so no more.
Well, it was through Murder One that I found out what a curbing was. And that's something that I hope I never have to witness in my lifetime.
And it has nothing to do with your dog, right?
No,
okay, nothing to do, okay.
More like biting a curb and getting your head kicked in.
Hey, lovely.
And Murder One, big suplex there. Has spoken in depth about the extended vacation he had to take from pro wrestling in his first 2 years in the sport. He's actually a 12-year veteran. So the extended vacation wasn't because he was going to the Bahamas. Like you. Still smarting over that one.
Yeah, there's more where that came from, bub. Actually, I think a big part of Murder One's personality came from being part of a New Jack's posse during these Smoky Mountain gangster days.
Well, you know somebody is bad, and I don't mean that in a poor sense, I mean that in a menacing sense. You know somebody is a very bad man when they're chosen by New Jack to be his bodyguard, as if he needed a bodyguard. He's killed 4 people.
And those were his friends. His only ones.
Good grief. The Murder One just that. His earliest break into the wrestling profession was as a bodyguard of the original gangster.
Well, we just saw Shadow just scrape the eye of Jeff Lewis over that top cable. Well, referee Mike Posey had a bit of a chat with Todd Sexton. You're missing a great match, Mike. Lewis obviously finding quite a handful in the team of Shadow and Murder One. Happily, he's got a very good and very wisely chosen tag team partner here this evening in Todd Sexton. And hopefully, between the two, they'll be able to stop the team of Murder One and Shadow from doing any more devastating lit cigars, stogies, with whatever contents in anybody's eye for a while. Wouldn't that be nice?
Let's hope so.
If the camera picked up on it, Murder One skulking at the southeastern portion of the ring here after Todd Sexton.
Jeff Lewis was reaching there for Sexton. Partner was nowhere to be found. Wait a minute, Lewis has double underhook. There's the Lewis driver. And he gets the pin.
Wrestling News winners, the team of Jeff Lewis and Todd Sexton.
Actually, although he had Todd Sexton in his corner, it looks like Lewis did pretty much most of the work himself. Bravo.